Hey everybody, it's Megan with Julia's Junk and juliasjunk.com. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the difference between wax and glaze. Now we do carry a couple different kinds of waxes and glazes on juliasjunk.com for a few different reasons, so I want to make sure that I explain those to you as well. So this is Country Chic wax, this is Maison Blanche wax. My favorite for personal use is this one, but I also do like Country Chic. And one of the main reasons that I still carry it is it comes in a lot smaller sizes. So if you're wanting to try specialty colors, that sort of thing, you can get that. Another reason is it doesn't have the same smell that Maison does. It's not something that bothers me, but I have had customers that it does bother. So I carry both. There's that difference. Today I'm just going to be showing you these waxes and this glaze. I do also carry Country Chic glaze. The difference between Maison and Country Chic, again, Country Chics come in a smaller size, a little more convenient for some of you. And another difference is Annie's Reserve, which is this glaze, is a little bit thicker. Personal preference, that sort of thing. The color tinting on them is a little different as well. Make sure you're checking out juliasjunk.com to order these, and also you can see the different variations of colors. Okay, let's get into it. Another main difference between your glazes and your waxes, any brand, waxes are a protectant, glazes are not. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Waxes provide some protection, glazes don't provide any protection but give you the effect. Waxes can give you that effect plus protection. Light to medium use, just depending on what you're using it for. Another thing is waxes always last. It's always the very last product that you use. You can use clear coat before or glaze before you use wax, but you cannot wax underneath of a water-based product. It won't adhere and you'll have a lot of difficulties. So just remember, wax is always last. Something else to think about when you're going to use, or when you're something to think about when you're deciding between your waxes and your glazes. Wax give you a little more open time to manipulate than glazes do, but glaze is a little bit quicker to get done with. I don't know if that made sense. Let's go ahead and show you a little something and we'll see what you think. So we're going to start with the waxes. Now when I use a dark wax, I like to put a bit of clear wax on before, just to give you a little bit more of that open time. So today I'm going to be using just these plain moldings that don't have any paint on them in hopes that you'll be able to really see. Now there are a couple ways that you can apply wax. You can use these wax brushes, which we carry on our website, or you can just use a regular rig. This is my clear wax brush. So I'm not going to be dipping this in the dark wax. I'll just use my rig for that. Waxes do not clean up easy. So when you purchase a wax brush, you need to understand that that is then your wax brush. I also do like to use our regular oval brushes like this for applying wax on a large piece. But then to get that wax off, you're going to need to use rubbing alcohol or a harsher remover to get that wax off. It's not water soluble, it's not just coming off with some soap and water. So then this is the dark brown wax. You can see it there. It is heavy pigmented. So you're going to start and wipe over, and that clear wax is going to give you a little bit more of that open time. You're going to work it down into those grooves, up here and down here. Now this isn't a very big piece, obviously, so I'm able to cover the whole thing at once. But if you're working on like a furniture piece or something very big, you're going to want to work in smaller sections. So once you get it all rubbed in here, let me come real close and show you. You're going to see what that does. Now you're going to take your rig and wipe back as much excess kind of as you can. You really don't want your wax too thick and globby. but it's still going to give you that great effect. So there you can see it's down in those grooves. And you can add more at this time, but if you're worried that you got too much in a spot, your clear wax is like an eraser. So we're just going to put a little clear wax on this clean part of my rag. And it's not going to be super easy to see on camera, unfortunately. But if you rub some of this clear here, it's going to help take back some of that dark color. So you can see some dark came off. So once you get the amount of coverage that you want, you do need to buff. So whether you apply with the brush or the rag, you're going to come back and buff with a lint-free rag. You can buy those microfiber cloths, or an old t-shirt that's not going to get a bunch of linties on everything is also great. So there's one coat. Let's add another layer of this dark just to show you. And it doesn't take very much is all. So when you buy one of these big cans for about $33, it lasts a long time because it doesn't take a whole bunch. Bring it back. You can also use something like a toothbrush if you have some deep grooves that you really want to get that wax down in. And there you have it. So that is the wax. You can use just the clear wax if you want, if you don't want that added distressed looking effect. So now next we're going to go to the glaze. And the glaze does not add protection. Now, and remember, any of these products that we're using today can be used over paint. That's when they're most commonly used. I just had these boards like this ready to go, so that's what we're showing today. I like to use a paintbrush or a damp rag for the glaze. And you're going to apply it the same way that you would the wax. I'll show you both ways here. So a little bit on a brush. I'm going to come closer and show you. But see, since there's no paint or anything here, it doesn't give you a lot of manipulation time. So we'll take our clear rag, and there's not a whole lot you can pull back. I like to use glazes for a stain. They dry really quickly, are water-based, don't have an awful smell, have a really quick dry time, like I just said, sorry. But they can also be used over paint and look great as well. So there's the glaze. Now I carry lots of different colors of both this wax and this glaze. But just remember, wax is always last and glaze doesn't give you any protection. It's just your effect. You can also purchase clear glaze, and with that clear glaze you can add the tiniest bit of any color paint that you want. So your options are just endless. So here is the wax and here is the glaze. This is the dark brown wax and this is the licorice glaze. So you can see how the glaze goes more of a full coverage effect. But you could also apply a thin layer of clear coat before you apply your glaze, and that will give you a little more open time as well to manipulate. So there's your difference between waxes and glazes. We'll see you soon.